Yo, 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 you already know what time it is. Welcome back to another episode of Thinker versus Speaker, where I'm Marissa the Thinker, sit down with a guest, and we talk about anything, everything, all things life. It's real people having real conversations. So if you into that, make sure that you stay tuned. If you like the episode by the end, make sure you give it a like, comment, share, give us feedback, because at the end of the day, I'm here to create a dialogue. I'm not a professional at most of the things that I'm talking about. I'm just a person who has lived life and fought things, and I'm here talking about them. So if you're interested in that, definitely stay tuned. Also, if you're easily triggered, it might not necessarily be the place for you. So act accordingly. But if you down for truth, let's get into it. Now, on that note, I'd like to welcome my guest. I got my uncle back in the building. Hey, Jerry, how you doing?
Doing good down the ATL. Look here, Georgia bound. Them boys did a thing, boy. Championship. Look here we is.
Did they win?
They won, girl. Georgia Bulldogs, man. It's 2 in a row, man. Shoot, we all wearing red in here. We so bloody, it's a mess.
Wait, they ain't play TCU, did they?
Man, they did.
They did?
Man, when I tell you the score was so ridiculous, man, it was like a basketball score. Shoot, I'm feeling sorry for them.
Oh man, they did so good in the last game. See, I don't be keeping up, but I did see that last game that they had before this one. So I was just like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? I think I forgot who they played. I want to say it's OU, but I know I'm probably wrong.
So we looking lively up here. We doing good. You know what I'm saying? Georgia doing good.
All right. You ain't have to spank my hometown. Like, well, that ain't my hometown, but you know what I mean. ATL ain't your hometown either, so it is.
Look here. Hey, you know, and to the Lou get something to do. I'm ATL all the way for right now.
That's a good point. Because I ain't never seen my brother and my daddy watch so many Cowboys games in my life. I ain't even think they cared.
Oh, that mercy. You gotta go with some winner. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go with some winner.
Yeah. And I mean, them Cowboys don't give up, because I don't see why people be holding on. It seems like it's the same thing every year.
Yeah, they got good coaches, so they good. They got good coaches. Yeah.
But yeah, this episode kind of came to my mind at the last minute, but it's one that's definitely been on my heart lately. So like I mentioned it in the last episode, I ain't really been feeling it. Like I've been challenged with working through my inspiration. And like, you know, I've been working on this for, well, it's going on like 2 years, you know, close to, because like when I started actually putting a podcast into development, it was probably in about like April of like 2021 when I really started working on getting a podcast up, and I've been going at it literally that long. And in the process, it's just like I've learned so many things, and I've had so many different experiences, and it feels like I have started over just like, you know, so many times. And not started over in the sense of like something is wrong, but like, you know, when you start something, it's just like it's a continual learning process. Like so you always learning how to do things a little differently, finding better ways to do things that you didn't think of. And what I'm learning about myself is like I'm kind of impulsive. I'm not much of a planner.
Yeah.
So I like, if I get an idea, I like to just take it and run with it and use the things that I have and just kind of just go with it. And now I'm learning like that is a good thing to have that courage, but it's also a good thing to like take my time and really do things right and plan it out and map it out. So I've been having an interesting time learning how to balance those two things, you know, not being so impulsive, but like also, you know, planning more. But, you know, it kind of led me to a spot where I was doing so much thinking and so much planning and so much strategizing that I was just kind of like losing motivation. And I remember
Yeah, you can't, you know, the motivation is, you know, you have to ask yourself a question. when I'm planning, who am I planning this for?
Right.
What am I ready to receive from the things that I'm planning? And when I plan, do I plan to get a success out of it the first time, or I know that it's going to be greater along the way? And let me just share something with you briefly, and briefly, because I'm a deacon in the church and stuff, I'm saying, even though, I'm wilding out, but I'm a deacon and still, so, so, but,
It's just a preacher that ain't committed yet. That's
yeah, you know what, I got my little time, so, but the thing about it is, while I'm doing the work in the church, I'm the chairman of the deacon. I'm of the deacon, so that means that I'm in charge. You know what I'm saying? So now for several years now, since I've been in charge, that every time I plan to do something, I can never get it done correctly because I can never get the people on board to do things the way I want it done. So I keep on. So it's stressful. It got stressful for me because every time I try to commit something and try to do something as a team, because I always let them know that say, look, I'm coming on this here, and we're gonna do this here, but we're gonna do it together. I say you don't really have to identify me as your chairman. What you do is identify me as one of the team members, and I'm gonna be a team player. I said, but this is what I'm asking of you. You know what I'm saying? But each time that it fell through because it wasn't what I wanted or how I wanted it to go, I started getting discouraged. I said, you know what? I said, I don't need this here. I mean, I'm so tired of this here. It's been 5, 6, 7 years now, and I still can't get the people to come on board to do the things that I need. So that distraction, what it did is it put me in a place where I didn't care anymore. I said, you know what? I was telling people, I said, you know what? I don't have to have a title. You know what I'm saying? I just do what I want to do and then let that be it. But in the meantime, when there's something that's stirring in you that you need to get out, it's gonna stay stirring in you. I don't care how many times that someone come to you, or you get distracted, or you're not motivated like you used to. But if it was stirring in you, as it was stirring in you, it's still in preparation.
Yeah.
It's still in. We might not like the season that we put in it. And a lot of times we put the wrong seasons in at the time, and because we put the wrong seasons in there, what we get is it loses the flavor that we want at the time.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It loses that flavor that we want at the time, so we say, no, this is not it. And then we get so discouraged, you say, I'm about to dump this here whole stew. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm through. But we cannot, in preparation time, we cannot get rid of everything that was in preparation, because sometimes you just have to wait and add just something else a little bit more to counteract what's there. So in your season, the things that you're doing in your season and stuff, because of some of the changes that you done made in your life and some of the changes that you done made with this here stuff where you used to be and where you are now, it's not going to be an easy road, because like I'm saying is that you're still motivated. You just got some challenges along the way.
Yeah.
And because you got those challenges along the way, it seems like it's hard and almost you're just upsettingly ready to throw in the towel. But the thing about it is, it's that last few bursts of energy that you're gonna have to turn this thing around.
Yeah.
See, everybody ain't gonna identify with you. Everybody ain't gonna like you. Everybody ain't gonna love you. But you have to be who you are. Your change is for you. It's not for everybody else. It's for you. And the change that you make in preparation time, it means that you're getting serious about what you want to do and how you want to work it. And you can't go on a level that someone else created for you. You have to go on a level that was created for you and how you did it.
Yeah.
If you start operating on a level that someone else suggested to you, that might not be the level that's for you.
Yeah.
But you have to make your flow grow. You have to make your influence be great. at the same time, you have to have joy about doing it. You gotta enjoy it. I
Right.
know that you enjoy what you're doing. I see you. I see how you do things, and you enjoy it. You enjoy thinking things out. You enjoy speaking about things, and you enjoy knowing the truth.
Yep.
A lot of people on a podcast and anything else, they don't experience the truth. They
No.
experience comedy.
Yep.
They experience a lie.
Mm-hmm.
They experience everything else but the truth. But when you go be real to a brother and tell a brother, say, look, I know you say that you a woman chaser, brother, but you ugly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
truth. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But
And
they want to. Yeah.
a lot of times we don't want to accept the truth. So then that's when you gotta have those that's gonna go against you.
Man. I had. You know what? This ain't related, but I had some. Cause this is my problem with the internet these days now too. And what I'm having to learn, because like I ain't for everybody. That much
Right.
is clear. But like from some of the things that I posted this week, I had people commented on my stuff like, yeah, women be tripping, or like, yeah, them niggas weird. And it's just like, hold on now. You missed the point. You know what I'm saying? It's less like, hold on, you missed the point. Cause like what I try to do, I don't woman bash or man bash. I hold people accountable. If it's stupid, it don't matter what side it came from. I'ma say it's stupid. You know what I'm saying? I'ma just say it's dumb. But like the thing that I see on a lot, especially on these podcasts, especially on these other things, is that it's a bunch of people with one opinion agreeing on everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if somebody said that the sky is green and you got 20 other people that said, I think the sky green too. You know what I'm saying? Now we got,
it's green, but it's a little blue in there too.
exactly. Now you got a whole community of people that think that's just the truth because they just had a whole bunch of people agree with them. Like, nah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that's not how this works. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, for me, I was trying to like bend and conform, like not conform because I was still trying to be true to myself, but it's just like, okay, what do people want? It's just like, man, fuck what people want. I don't care what y'all want, to be honest. Like, I care what I want. I care what I want to talk about. Like, you know what I mean? I care about the stuff that matters. I done seen people keep talking about who Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan dating, and it's just like, do y'all not see the world is on fire? Do y'all not see God collecting back taxes right now? It is bigger fish to fry right now. And we worried about the wrong things. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, that's so true. So what you gotta do is, like I said, is I keep saying it. I keep saying it, be you. And I know that you are who you are and stuff, because what's going on with you right now, and I see it. I see it. You being rebuilt, you being redefined. You know what I'm saying? What was great in you, it done came from the back and went to the front. I mean, your greatness is starting to be expired, because see that it's people that you meet along the way that are starting to look at you in a different way and stuff. They may have looked at you in a way that, okay, though, she's just a happy-go-lucky, don't nothing bother her or nothing. But you know what I'm saying, they starting to see a different seed in you. A different seed in you is that you got concerns. You know what I'm saying? You got reasons for life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times as we grow, we got more reasons for death than we do for life and stuff. For where's life? You know what I'm saying? So, you just have to keep doing what you're doing, because I really believe that, I really believe that God got you preparing you for something special. And I use that term. I say He's preparing you for something special, because a lot of times we don't understand what's going on in our life until we get to a situation where we start calling on something other than what the world offers and stuff. It ain't that you have to be a saved individual to connect with God and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because if you understand it, that God he really pushes people in a place where being on a center cord. When I say a center cord, is because, you know, like you said, that we always challenge the one accord and stuff, but there's a center cord. The center cord is that when we prepare ourselves to sin and stuff, and then we counteract that because we say, wait a minute, I'm not going to do this, or I refuse to keep on doing this and stuff. But see, it's just something that you got in you that caused you to change. Mm-hmm. It's something in you that caused you to say that, look, I'm not going to keep on living at this standard and stuff, and I got greater standards and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was just telling someone the other day, and I told them just like this here, you know, I'm not gonna, I ain't gonna talk on the God's street, but I told them the other day, I said, look here, I said that, you know what, when I first joined the ministry, I said, they said, if you have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, I said, then you can, then you know, things are happening because your faith is grown. It means your faith is grown. That means you trust God enough to make something happen. You trust Him enough as the grain of a mustard seed. I said, but look here, I'm 66 years old and I've been trusting the grain for so long and not understanding the seed. But you know that first, I say the grain came from the seed, and then you allow yourself to plant the seed. Let the seed grow, because when the seed grows, that's fertilization period. And from fertilization, there's growth. What you're doing right now is that it was grain at one time and stuff, but see, when you adapted and released yourself from a situation in your life and stuff, what you did was you no longer depended on the grain anymore because the seed was still laying dormant. Mm-hmm. The seed was laying dormant because it needed foundation. When you decide to found foundation for the seed, that means that you planted it into good soil. That means you planted it into something that I'm going to make a change. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do what I want to do. You planted it in good soil. And because you planted it in good soil, now you begin to nurture that soil. What you do is you water it. Every time that you get on, you water that seed. And from that seed, there's sprouted up roots. There's roots of joy. There's roots of happiness. There's roots of questions being answered. There's a lot of roots that's coming out of this here, and from those roots becomes something bigger than that, because it comes something with great fruit, because from that soil and from that seed becomes great fruit, and from the great fruit there's other seeds that can be multiplied. That means somebody else along the way gonna pick up on this here, and when they pick up on it, they're gonna say, I want to do something just like this here. And what you done did, because you decided to plant that seed and get away from that grain, watch how your life develops and things change. It's not only just gonna help you, it's gonna help many others. It is already happening. Your seed is starting to take roots right now. I see it every time I listen to the podcast. I see it. So be thankful that you allowed yourself to get away from the grain of life and went to the seed of life. And that seed is a developing seed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I just have to say that, you know, and I can get away from all the other Christian things, but I just have to say it because, see, I witnessed it, because that's what I did with my life. My life is, I was one way with it. I said, Lord, you say trust you a little bit. Lord, I'm going to trust you a little bit. I'm going to see if you don't work out, then I'm going to let this out. I'm going to trust you a little bit. But then at some point in time, you know, some point in time, we gotta wake up. God gives you shelter. Once He gives you shelter and stuff, we look for something. We say, well, you gave me shelter. That comes from the grain and stuff. But God said, I'm waiting on you now. I showed you what I can do with the grain. Now you show me what you can do. You know what I'm saying? So you start preparing yourself, and you find out, say, look here, bump all this grain stuff. I'm going to the seed.
Yeah.
You done said something. You done said, bump all this here silly stuff. I'm going to do something for myself. I'm going to build on something. I'm going to build on this podcast. I'm going to make this podcast right. Don't you be distracted. Because, you know, God still rewards the small things, so don't you be distracted. Don't you let nobody shut you down for no reason. Because see what this is? You're going to have some struggles in the things that you're doing right now. Some people ain't going to like it. You're going to have moments where you're just going to say, oh man, this can't get this right. Me and you tonight, when we was trying to get on, we went through so many different things and stuff, but did you stop? You said, oh, I got another way. And that's how you got to do your podcast with the people that you got on here and stuff. You say, wait a minute, let's try this. Let's do this. Let me ask you this. And you're doing a great job. Don't you let nobody shut you down. And don't you shut yourself down.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you. I don't know how you bounce back from that, but it's true, and you know what? There's validity in that as well, because what I'm learning is, you know, I have patterns in my life. Like I'm getting to a point where I'm able to recognize patterns in my life, and you know, I'm changing from a person that when things don't go what feels like it should be the right way, it's just like, all right, I'm done with it. And I've done that for so long, and that's what and I think that's kind of like what you're saying too, because like the seed has been in me even still, because even when I say I started working on the podcast in April 2021, Thinker versus Speaker was a product in my mind since like April 2020. You know, so it's been in my head for that long, but I just I would go through things and I would get distracted, and I would, you know what I'm saying? Like I just run from it. I'd run from it, and every time it's just like God will slap me back down, and He take me right back to that little idea. He takes me right back to that place, and now I'm at an interesting crossroads, because it's just like I've done this work, and not only like this podcast has been more than just a podcast. Like it's been my life transforming in the midst of going through this process of trying to learn how to do this, to incorporating this into my life. So now it's at a point where it's just like there's purpose in it, you know, and realizing it's just like, okay, I like to help people. I've always liked to help people. I like to talk. I like to think about things, and apparently the things that I've just sat by myself and thought about and kept to myself for so long are things that people can actually resonate with, are things that people actually want to hear. Not everybody, because I'm not for everybody. I'm not for the majority, to be honest with you, but I'm for somebody. And that's what, you know, the part that I'm learning to understand. And even going from there, the times where it's just like, I want to quit. It's like, as soon as I'm just like, God, I want to quit. And I've done this more times than just in a podcast, because healing in itself is a process. Unlearning all of the things that I've had to unlearn has been a process. There have been so many more times in my life, besides just when I started this podcast, where I said, God, I ain't got it. I want to quit. I don't want to be the bigger person. I'm tired of being the bigger person. I'm tired of being strong. I'm tired of always having to figure everything out. God, I'm tired. There are so many times that I've just cried out to God and just been like, I'm tired. I'm over it. I don't want to do it anymore. Like, why does everybody else get to live however the fuck they want to, but I gotta follow your rules in this world? You know what I'm saying? I gotta follow your rules in this world, because I already know what's gonna happen if I don't. And I'm tired.
But you have to. It's another thing you have to realize too, and a lot of people don't think about this, but you know what? You know, nobody on this earth is perfect.
No.
Not a soul on this earth is perfect. We're imperfect. We're born imperfect, because we're imperfect. What means that we make mistakes in our life. That means that we do things that are maybe not be pleasing to God at the time and stuff, because that's for us to make.
Yeah.
That's for us to make. And when you make those mistakes, then, like I said, the only person that's going to correct it is yourself. So the only person going to take it, but there's going to be many that's going to come in and try to correct you. But it takes you to correct yourself. And once you correct yourself, then you see changes coming about in your life. There are going to be many times in your life that your friends are going to come along and tell you, come on, girl, come on back, let's do this here, let's do this. You know this party coming up, you know you got this here going on. But when they find out that you got something else going on and stuff, then they're gonna start not liking you for your change. They're not gonna like it. But that's all a part of the growth that you got and what you try to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to walk away from a lot of things in your life. You're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? Walk away from a lot of things in life. But and then some things you walk away from, you can come back to them later, but you know what I'm saying, you come back to it with a different fashion.
Oh
going
yeah.
into a different spirit and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, right now, this is your preparation season. I mean, you're in strong preparation right now, and you're developing, you know what I'm saying? You're in development right now as we speak and stuff, and there's great change happening. So you just can't let that, go, you know? And when I tell you that there, I'm talking to myself also because, you know, I told you I had this program that I was making that I'm dealing with and stuff, and it's been getting so frustrating to me because I can't get the background help that I need. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's been getting real frustrating to me, and I'm kind of like you are. And I'm kind of like you. I'm like, you know what? You know what? Nobody don't want to give me no help. You know what I'm saying? You know, just bump this here. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of just going out there. I'm struggling. I'm straining, trying to get this done, and I can't get it done. You know, and some of them that was helping me, you know, they don't want to voice out. So, you know, they want to see me shut down. So why should I just keep on doing it?
Right.
You know, and it feels like one day I said that thing, God popped me on the side of my head. You
That's
know
how
what
it be.
you know what I'm saying? He said, you better wake up, man. He said, look here. He said, God said, you know what? When I gave this to you. God showed me this. He said, I showed you this here. And I wouldn't have showed you nothing that you couldn't handle on your own.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't show you this podcast that you decided to do. He didn't show it to you that you cannot handle it on your own. You know what I'm saying? You can get some help along the way, but what it is those that are trying to see you drop everything, they're waiting by the wayside so they can smile and laugh and have a good time. But you can't. I used to say you can't let Satan win, but you
God
can't let
ain't gonna let him.
you can't let niggas in. You just can't have. You know what? You can't have no niggas F truth trying to mess up what you got going on stuff. And that's all it is. They sitting back. Hey, how's she doing this week? What's going on with her this week? You know what she gonna do this week? Man, look. You got to keep moving. My leaders always told me, say, keep moving regardless. And that's how I'm doing my program and stuff, because somebody gonna need me. Somebody needs a testimony from me. I need to sit back and listen to somebody that's going through something. I need to share with them. I need to give them information about how they can help themselves and stuff like that. It's needed. You know what I'm saying? Because I was once out there doing those things and stuff. So I know there's people out here that sit in the background saying, I wish I could have somebody to talk to. But I know, but I'm out there smoking crack and I'm smoking meth and stuff. And I'm doing this here, and I can't let nobody know that I'm doing this. So I got to smile in their face, and I got to go home, and I got to do this here. But no, so it's got to be somebody left that can sit back and listen, because somebody had tears to shed. And once they talk to you, they realize that when you talk, they talk their way through a situation. They say, oh,
Right.
you know what? I can't live like this here. I will make some changes. You know, they got somebody. But we have to be able to open ourselves to people in a certain way, that we're able to listen, that we're able to care, that we're able to share our love, that we're able to inform, we're able to give information to them that can help them. We need this here. Your podcast is doing the very thing that my program is doing. You're getting stuff out there to the people in a way, because conversation, and then you have the right thing that's coming up on there. You're getting stuff out to people and have them think like, wow, you know what? I didn't think about that. You know, that makes a lot of sense. And then they're able to respond. You know, and then there's some going to do it more than respond because of the nature of it. Some say, well, I want to support your podcast, and I want to send this your way. Let me cash app you this year because I want to send something your way and stuff, because I want you to keep doing what you're doing and stuff. That season is upon you because of the people that you're interacting with and the importance on what you're trying to get out. So, you know what I'm saying, your season is up on you right now.
Yeah.
So while you waiting for it to really manifest itself, keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop.
Yeah.
Don't stop preparing. When you get a thought that if you want to talk about anything, any subject that you can find someone that can give you some information, don't stop. Just use it and stuff, and listen and stuff, and then share it with the people. And you're doing a great job. You know, I commend you, because I get on there and I be checking stuff out, and I say, man, And I keep on trying to tell my wife that, hey, you should listen to some of this shit. But and that's God. He's the kind of person that he don't despise a small beginning. It's small, but like I said again, you're in your development stage. When you develop it, that means something's growing.
Mm-hmm.
It's growing. People, and people are listening to your podcast and they ain't responding. They ain't letting you see them on it or none of that stuff there. But it's growing. It's growing, and by the time you really research it and look, you're gonna say, "Wow, I didn't know I had that many followers."
Yeah.
But it's gonna happen. It's happening right now. So don't you dare shut down. Don't you give up. Don't you get depressed. Don't you get nothing but motivated.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause what I'm learning is just like one. These are kind of like tests, in a sense, or at least that's what they feel like. That's how I have to. That's kind of like how I have to chalk it up, right? Because even in those moments where you know what I'm saying, where I want to give up, one thing that I do now that I didn't used to do in the past is I do turn to God. I turn to God sooner than later.
Right.
You know what I mean? I always go for guidance, and it's just like, what do you want me to do? Because if I, and this is why I talk about it too, because it's just like if y'all got something that's on your head and in your heart, see, the thing that I realize now is just like every time that I stop, it always goes back to this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, okay, well, if it always comes back to this, then it got to be something to that. You know what I'm saying? If God always whispering in your ear, you need to write, you need to record, you need to do this, you need to do that, or whatever it is that God is whispering in your ear, you know what I'm saying? He always gonna lead you back to that place, and it's for a reason. Because even when I hit those moments and I'm just like, God, is this really what you want me to do? I asked him that today. I'm like, God, is this really what you want me to do? Do you need me to take a break? What do you need me to do? What do you need me to do? And he's just like, nope, keep going. And it's just like, and you think about all of the people that you see that you look up to and you were great. It's just like they go through things that you don't see, right? And it's just like, how many times in my life have I come across something where it's just like, I could find another way to go about doing this that might be successful, but instead I just walked away because it was too hard. But
that's so true.
Anything great ain't gonna be easy.
It's not.
And you know what I'm saying? And the thing that God does, if you're able to see God and recognize him, it's just like when I hit those moments and I'm like, God, what do I need to do? It's just like, it might sound like he ain't listening. Cause I had it sometimes too, where it's just like, God, I be praying all the time. I be like, are you even listening to me? Like, do you hear me? You know what I'm saying? Who do you hear me? And it's just like, when you finally settle down and you just get off of it for a minute, that's when you get that answer. Yeah. You get that next thing that you were supposed to do, that next key, that next idea, that next episode, that next direction, that next whatever.
Yeah. You have to evaluate your stuff as you go along and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because, when you look back over the years and stuff, and you start thinking about certain things and stuff, you ask yourself a question that, is there anything I could have did different, you know what I'm saying? But is it not that you could have did something different, it's that you need to advance what you're doing and then just do some a little bit more, and go back to some of the roots that you had already planted and stuff. And then a lot of times people talk like this, they say that, look, they said, how in the heck can you talk to God and you one of the biggest sinners in? Because you can.
Yeah.
Because he'll listen. And that's what a lot of people won't tell you, because everybody gets so spiritual and stuff, and then they want to throw you a lot of scripture and everything because they want to get on you about the little small things that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But you can't let that distract you either and stuff because they don't know the truth.
Yeah.
They don't know the truth, man. I mean, I woke up to something about 6 months ago because, and I'm just gonna share this with you briefly. That somebody told me back in the days. Well, the preachers always said that if you don't pay your tithes, you're gonna be cursed with a curse. stuff like that. So, I was living a life, man, where I want to hurry and get to church, pay my tithes, pay my offering, pay my tithes, pay my offering, stuff like that. So even when I was going broke and stuff, I want to pay my tithes, I want to pay my offering. I want to make sure that I don't get cursed with no curse stuff. But then one day, as one day I decided, I said, you know what? Let me go down and research this here because I'm gonna give me a better understanding. Now, late in life, even as I was a Christian already, I decided to go and research this here and come to find out that the tithes and offers fell up under the Mosaic law. Mosaic law was the Old Testament. The Old Testament was for the Levites. It was for the Levites and stuff. So after the Old Testament, New Testament came, that there's nothing in the New Testament about tithes. You know what I'm saying? And you're not going to be cursed. God is not a person that's going to curse you to do. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to do that there. You know what I'm saying? So, churches got to the point where because they need to receive, because they really need to receive, they want to go out and say, okay, pay your tithes and offering and just that. And I'm like, sometimes it hurts some of the people. I would see you say offering, but when you said tithes, I said you have to go out and rethink that stuff. I want to give to church, and I do my very best. I like to give. I give over 10% because it's better when you give when you give without that and stuff. But that Old Testament was the Mosaic law. It was Moses, man. It was his law, and it was brought forth to the Levites and stuff. And I said, wait a minute, I'm not no Levite. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about I'm finna get cursed with something, you know what I'm saying? I'm not robbing God. I'm loving God, you know what I'm saying? I'm producing and stuff. So, you know what? I had to get away from that there. So a lot of time when people say stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm just using that when people say stuff about what you're doing or what you're connected with or how you're doing and stuff, they need to shut up. They need to know for a fact and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Everything you do it's not going to bring you into a curse and stuff because everything you do brings you into a transition. You go through a transition stage where you can make changes, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I never see the butterfly that came just was a butterfly at one point in time. It was some crawling he had to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And people don't want to let the people crawl. They want the people just to go out and fly automatically and stuff, but there's some struggle that you want to do in life.
My thing with that is too, like, I'm not the most versed, you know what I'm saying? I don't know the Bible word for word and psalm for psalm, but I grew up in church, and you know what I'm saying? In this process I'm forming my own relationship with God. And personally, cause I had to preface, like, I had an interest in relationship with the church for like a couple years. And it was because, you know what I'm saying, the church is sometimes can be very like, you know what I'm saying, it can be ruled by man and less by God, depending on where you're at and where you're going. You know what I mean? And it's just like it's that condemnation that we accept everybody, but not really. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's those types of things that kind of like turn people off to church, and I was turned off by that. And I had to form my own relationship with God. So at no point did I ever stop believing in God. It was I didn't rock with the church like that. So what ended up happening, like, when my relationship with God is just like, I see him as a father, and I feel like my dad has said that before too. It's just like, I see God as a father. So it's just like, when you think about what a father is, like, you know what I'm saying? Now, if he sent Jesus to die for our sins, we have a forgiving God. We have a forgiving God, and we have a gracious God. Right? So, when you think about what a father is, that's your father. If you think about it on a physical level, that's your father. So no matter what you do, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no mistakes that you made, that's your father. Your father loves you, usually, right? Right. Your father is going to love you no matter what you do. He's going to love you because he knows you at your core, at your heart. Now, if God is the ultimate creator, I feel like he knows me inside and out, and above and beyond that, God mapped out my life from the day I was created.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah.
this all mapped out. He had every mistake, every time I was gonna bump my head. That's how he knows how to save me. That's why I know to turn to him
Yeah.
now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Yeah.
even the mistakes that we made, like my mistakes led me to purpose. You know?
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
mistake that I made has me sitting here like, okay, God, what's gonna have me feeling fulfillment? Cause I done things. I done had money. I done had, you know what I'm saying? I done been able to do all of the things that I want to do to an extent, right? And
Right.
with all of
Right.
these worldly things, you still missing something. You missing something because that's why you trying to fill these holes in your life with all of these things that just don't matter. You trying to fill it with sex. You trying to fill it with drugs. You trying to fill it with food. You trying to fill it with money. You trying to fill it with all the 7 deadly sins because there is a hole in your life because you lack purpose.
Yeah.
You ain't ever sat down and asked God, actually, why am I here? And actually took the time to listen. And not only doing that, taking the time to listen and then actually applying what it is that he tells you. Because like I said, he done told me what my purpose was multiple times.
Right.
And I let all the distractions, I let all of the things get in the way of that. And every time he'll let me run off with it for a minute. He'd be like, "Oh, you ain't ready yet." And he'll smack me down. He'd be like, "You ready yet?" And then
Girl,
I
you be
finally hit the
preaching on
point.
this thing.
I finally hit the point where it's like, I don't, okay, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, now we at a point where it's like, I can't turn around. I can't turn around. This is the, you know what I'm saying? I'm asking you to fill the hole. I'm asking you to fill the hole, and you filling the hole, but filling the hole is painful. That's why I was running.
Come on now, come on, girl. Look here, you out here. Look here. Let me let you get up in the pulpit. Preacher, let her get up in the pulpit. Look at, but you know, this is what I wanted from you because I always tell you that with this program I'm starting, a lot of times people, if they just had a chance to speak and someone listened, they will actually solve their own problem.
Mm-hmm.
They will always they'll look back and realize that they are not the weaker, they are the greater.
Yep.
You just sit back and told me so much, and then what you told me so much, you're developing. That's all I can say. You developing, and girl, you just done told so much right there. You know what I'm saying? You done remolded and shaped your own self. You done realized that the potter's wheel was just for you to get something out of you and stuff. Like I'm saying is, you coming from a great design, girl. You just done put yourself someplace. Look here, people better recognize because, like I said, you gonna be dangerous because what you got in you right now and stuff. You already know. You know some things that got to be handled and stuff, and you just got to apply it. Everything you said comes with application. You know what I'm saying? And you're in an application season. It's just applying what you already know and stuff. You talk about the church and stuff, and people don't realize that the church is a place for the sick. It's a place for the sinners. It's not a place for somebody who already been saved and stuff. Get out of there and go forth and do some stuff. But those people in need, and then when you come to the church and stuff, what you got to do is you got to stop picking on the left and the right and seeing who coming in and how they looking at you and staring at you and lips going up and whatever, because it said place your eyes on what's in front of you and stuff. And you got a great leader that's giving you a word and stuff that you cannot walk down the aisle and somebody stick their finger up at you or somebody snarling at you. You can't even look at them because the word, whatever comes forth for your growth, whatever's going to make you grow in life and stuff, it has to be something that's from a chosen. It has to be a chosen leader that's giving you a word, not condemning you. You know what I'm saying? But developing you and stuff. See, now you find someone that's condemning you. See, you know, we don't understand this here because we do have churches that will try to condemn you instead of develop you and stuff.
Yep.
Find your flaws and dig into you deep in your flaws and stuff and tell you who you is and how you're gonna get cursed for this here and how you hell bound and all this kind of stuff. But we know what I'm saying, but But now I might be mistaken. Somebody might give me some. But I thought the word say through love and kindness have I drawn them. So if it's love and kindness, I said, why are we shattering ourselves with all this here sinful nature, all this here stuff that we trying to curse somebody with and stuff when they need to come in the door and get some love?
Yep.
That's the only thing that I'm saying is that so when you find someplace, you find a good spot, and you find it, you find good leaders, and you stay with them, you get molded within those leaders and stuff that's giving you great word stuff, and everything else is on the right or the left of the pulpit, and everything else. Don't worry about it. Just hey, get you a seat and look forward and listen forward. Listen for what God has, what has for you through a leader that He's done provided for you and stuff. Anything else you walk away from and stuff, because like I say, Satan got his own pulpit too. So
He
like I said,
do.
is we can receive that. If we want to receive that, we can receive the pulpit from Satan. But if you want to receive from Satan, then it's a worldly thing. Worldly thing means worldly denomination. So like I said, we don't want that. But what we want is something that's going to last us when we leave here, that we feel comfortable saying that we're going to go to a better place and stuff. And we have to believe that. Our faith comes back. When our faith comes back, it grows on us. So we know this here. And I know you got it in you. I know you got it in there. Things that goes on in your life, the changes that you made, the things you accept, I know you got it. And you're growing from it. Just keep growing. Keep moving. Don't stop. I'm just keep on saying that. Don't you dare. This is you. This is your time. This is your season.
Here you go. Let me if I tried. Here you go. Let me. Here you go. Let me if I tried. And you know what I'm saying. And that's the beauty of it though, because I ran for so long. I'm tired of running. So with that being said, when you tired of running, it's just you learn like what. It's just I just need to reevaluate things. I need to take a different glance at things, and figure out where I'm going wrong. Because at the end of the day, the only person that can change any of this is me. You know what I'm saying? I saw something earlier today, and it's just like God waiting on you. He gave you everything. He's just waiting on you. And it's so true. It's so true. He just waiting on you to one answer the call, and then just go ahead and run with it. Go ahead and run with it. He can tell me time and time again, like, yeah, this is right for you. This is what I wanted you to do. This is what's meant for you. But until I believe it, until I have enough trust, and what's so crazy is it'll be stuff where I get in my head, be like, I can't do this. That's too hard. That person gonna say no. It's gonna be like this, or it's gonna be like that. And like I said, God don't give you peace if you ain't doing the right thing. You ain't gonna have no peace. You're not gonna have peace. And like a lot of people trying to figure out why stuff in their life is so chaotic, you gotta look at yourself. You gotta look at yourself, because you can have heaven or hell on earth depending on how you live. If it's always something going wrong, if it's always something going left, it look okay.
I had to.
Okay.
I had to. My life was so crazy and stuff that I was looking for every opportunity to do another sinful thing to get promoted, to something better. And it was always looking for something sinful. And then what happened is that after I got to a point where I went nuts. I went nuts because everything that I tried, when I first tried it, it was easy. I was doing good and everything.
Yep.
But the things that you do in a worldly matter, it doesn't last. I don't care if you become a millionaire in a worldly situation, it doesn't last. And then when you're down and nobody ain't thinking about you, nobody cares about you, nobody wants to be around you or anything like that, only thing you got left is wherever you is to get on your knees and say, Lord, I can't do this no more. I need help. You know what I'm saying? You calling out to Him because you can't call somebody else. Ain't nobody
gonna
else call out to.
You called the devil already. Look where he led you.
They sitting where you used to sit. They're eating your steak, and they driving your car, and they living in your house, and they got your clothes, and they got your woman, they got your man, they got everything, and you sitting there and you say, Lord, why did I just let this? You know what? you can't win if you stay on Satan's side. So I just decided, look here, I'm gonna join another team. And I think I've joined the best team that I could ever join. Look here, they put clothes on my back. They gave me running water. They gave me a roof over my head. You know what I'm saying? They gave me the things that I desired to have and stuff and I wanted to have. I used to didn't have no cars, but I got 3. I said, Lord, I said, thank you. I said, I only asked for one good one. But God's the kind of God to give you more than enough. So I'm thankful.
Yep.
So like I said, I'm not mad. Like I said, I cannot get off this journey that I'm on right now. I cannot quit. I cannot stop serving him and stuff. So if it means to me to go through some turbulence while I'm serving him, I'll go through the turbulence because I know that I got a backup plan and stuff. With in the world, we don't have that backup plan. That same thing, the same person that used to be your buddy and say, I got your back. Now he's stabbing you in there at the same time he's running while he's stabbing you because he don't want to get close to you and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So you don't want that life and stuff. And believe me, like this here, even the ones that you think are saved and stuff are the same ones that are run away from you and stuff. But see,
I'm alone.
Yeah, so
that's all I'm
God
gonna say on that one. Y'all know where we started.
Yeah. So the thing about it is that he didn't say that you have to have all that with you and stuff. Like I said, God said, believe in me. If you believe in me and trust me and stuff, I'll make the way out of no way. You know what I'm saying? So the no way don't exist anymore because if now you trust in God, he's making a way.
It's always a way. It's always gonna be a way.
Look out.
It's always gonna be a way. You can't even go wrong. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. You be praying and it's just like, he done made a way already. It's just like, God, what am I not seeing? That's the prayer. It's not I can't. It's how do you need me to do this? What is it that I'm not seeing? What is it that I'm not understanding, God? What's happening? Like, those are the questions that I ask now. When you ask the right questions, you get the right answers. It might not look the way that you want to. It definitely probably ain't gonna look the way that you want to.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't think that I was gonna end up here alone. You know what I mean? I don't think I was gonna end up here alone. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got, like, all my connections from back home is gone. Like, you know what I mean? But it's not a bad thing because the types of people around you change, the types of support that you get change. That's what I'm saying. Even now, right? I'm learning all of these things that I've said, like I said on the podcast before, I gotta apply that now, right? So it's just like, you want people to invest in you, you gotta invest in yourself.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta invest in yourself. You want support, you need to learn how to ask for help. It's not just it's gonna be a flip side to whatever it is that you asking for. Because whatever it is that you asking for is gonna be a piece where you're gonna have to take some accountability and take some action and take some power over something.
That's right. That's so right. And you gotta keep that thought, man, because that's a good thought right there and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta live for that purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. I would tell myself all the time, like, oh, you a loner. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you a loner. People don't mess with you, all that. That was never true. That was never true. That was never ever true, actually. It was just like people was just waiting on me to reach out. People was just waiting on me to tap in. People was waiting on me to be like, hey, you wanna hang out? Cause I don't look that approachable. Now I might be the nicest person, but if I don't open my mouth, how you gonna know that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's up to me to make those connections, to do those things. You know what I'm saying? I got to. Like, you got to take a certain accountability for the things that you want out of life. And you know what I'm saying? And if you ain't asking the right questions with the right intentions, you know what I'm saying? You gonna be stuck for a minute.
You're so right, you know what I'm saying? And believe me, at this point in time, you're never alone, you know what I'm saying? Because I was at that stage in my life, you know what I'm saying, when I was dealing with a lot of stuff when I was working out, I got here and stuff. But when I look back at me and my wife's situation, you know what I'm saying, I man, this thing here, it's something else, man. You know, it's my second marriage and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But this one here was one that God came in the midst of, girl. When I say He came in the midst of it, because everything I did it in a way that I never did it before. I didn't do it like I do in the world. I didn't go in there and did everything up front and stuff. Man, I had a woman that wouldn't give me anything unless I had a ring on it and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I had to hold out, and it was all about God, man, and God's timing and stuff. And then when it happened and stuff, when you have a marriage where you don't have to supply anything because everybody else is supplying, you know it's God. When you go to a cleaners and take your clothes to a cleaners, and a woman is there, a beautiful light skinned woman is there, and she said, and you talk to her about some woman you meet instead of trying to talk to her, and she comes back to your job and hands you a $6,000 ring, and then she hands you 2 wedding bands and tell you, say, that girl that you was talking about, take this to her and marry this girl here and stuff. And then the whole transition of the whole wedding and everything we had was none paid for and anything. Then you know you're on the right track. And like I said, is that you waited. You know what I'm saying? So, I did something different that I never done before. Something that I never done before. I waited. And I waited on what God had for me. And I'm so thankful right now that I waited. Yes, it was a struggle because, like I said, I'm a man, I'm a human being and stuff and everything. But I waited because I had to do things a little bit differently. I had to go accordingly. See, and I tell you the same thing. Say, sometimes you got to do things a little bit differently that you desire to do.
Absolutely.
I know what we desire to do. I desire to do a lot of things in my life when I before my wife. And I said, look, I desire this, so I'm going to go and hit this. I'm going to do this.
I'm going to do it because I want to do it.
I'm going to do it because I want to do this, and I'm going to do it. But then I got shut down, and I said, I'm going to wait because I see something I really want. And if you really want it and you really care about it, you're going to wait.
You're going to wait. You're going to do everything that you're going to do everything that you got to do. And even that, like, you know what I'm saying? I was having a conversation with my mom. And it's just like, Mom, like, it's so weird to say this, but it's just like being like, Mom, I think I actually understand what love is now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, and it's nothing like what I thought it looked like. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's nothing like I actually thought that it looked like. And it actually, it's just like, when you think about soulmates and stuff, it led me to another conversation I had with a different person where it's just like where we're talking about soulmates, and it's just like, oh, you're not gonna reach the right person until you get right with yourself and then you do things the right way. It's not gonna happen. And a lot of the reasons why some of these things that we see in the world aren't successful is because we not going about it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Never have I met somebody where it's just like I genuinely pray for them like I pray for myself. You know what I'm saying? Until one time. You know what I'm saying? Until one time. Where it's just like, never have I encountered something where it's just like, actually, God, tell me what I'm doing wrong here. You know what I'm saying? Because in the past, when I thought I would be in love with people, I did what I wanted to do. And if you couldn't get with my way, then it just was what it was. Right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I never been in a situation where you understand, oh, it takes 2 people to make this work. I can't force this. I can't force this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk to you any type of way, actually. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to put my pride aside. Actually, my ego don't even matter no more.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care what nobody says about this. Only me and you understand what we have here, and I could really give a fuck because this is between me, you, and God. You know what I mean? Like, people can say what they want to, but you know what I said, but it is what it is. I know who I'm rocking with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's those types of things, and it's exactly that. It's just like we think we can avoid it, but in reality, we losing. We think we winning, but in reality, we losing.
Right.
Because we not getting what we want. We not getting what we want, but we refuse to be honest with ourselves and make those changes to actually get there. Because God is not going to reward us until we do it His way. That's the only real my way or the highway.
That's right. You sure right. And that's what it took for me in life. It took that for me. And in order for me to have what God truly has prepared me for. I had to release myself from all that stuff that I thought was for me. And I thought that a lot of women and stuff was for me. And I thought that, what I'm saying, do what I want. I had lust in my heart and stuff. But when you have a relationship and then you go to bed with someone, and then once you get through in bed and you turn her over, and then there's nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else, but you don't have no good time. You don't have a quality about really feeling for them. All you feeling is that I can't wait till the next time I go back to bed with them. Then you
That's
know
it.
that there's something wrong. You know that, first of all, you know that that's not the one. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to have something beyond the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people that's surviving right now that a lot of divorces and a lot of friendships is because they don't go beyond the bed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The part that matters is that what you do for me in bed, and that's what counts. And then I hug you, I kiss you, I have breakfast with you, but then you gotta go on your way.
Yeah, and
See
you
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying. And what's
Yeah.
real love about that? You know what I'm saying? Like people say, another thing
Mm-hmm.
people say is like, when I hurt you, I hurt myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, how many people
Yeah.
can do some scandalous things
I
to
know,
people
man.
and say that they love them? You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like to snake out somebody that you truly love, it hurts you. Cause
Yeah.
it's just like, damn, how did I let myself hurt you? What in me? What in me would make a decision that I know will cause you harm when I know I care for you so much?
Mm-hmm. Oh man. You gotta have a ride or die person in your life.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, and that's what I'm saying. We don't be having these real things. You know what I'm saying? All of this be surface level, 3D, just earthly. It's earthly stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's just like, oh, if we ain't having sex every day, then I'm just gonna have to find it where I find it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, if you ain't making dinner every day, then it is what it is. Oh, well, if you can't pay all of my bills and I don't live here, then you know what I'm saying? And I can't date you. It's just like, y'all ain't talking about love.
That's it.
Y'all ain't worried about love. Y'all don't give a fuck about love. Y'all don't, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't care about love. And it's just like, how y'all expect to find love if you don't give a fuck about what it really is?
Yeah. And that should scare you because the fact of it is, if you got somebody that you want to have a long-term relationship, you gotta understand what's gonna happen if I get sick. What's gonna happen if I get old and I can't perform? What's gonna happen? If
Yeah.
you sit here saying that all I need is this here, or I gotta have this here, then that person's not looking at the long-term part of it, because someday, in some kind of way, you're not gonna be able to perform the way you used to perform. And then what's gonna happen with your relationship? See, that's what people are not looking at. The only thing they're looking at is what they can get right now until it's gone. When it's gone, you probably gone. So you can have a relationship with somebody at 25, when they turn 50 and the man so hollering, man, it won't come up or whatever, then you didn't get up there. It won't come up there. And they're not thinking about the years that you done wasted along the
Mm-hmm.
way. You know,
That's
so you got to know who you with and how you with them. It's got to be something else.
That's how I learned my lesson. That's how I learned my lesson, Unc. That's how I learned my lesson. And because at the time, like, you know what I'm saying, I would go off of my feelings. And like I'm saying, you had these strong feelings for somebody, you meet them, it's just like, oh, this person is so great. It's gonna be so good. Like, we vibe so well together. And then you get into a relationship and you start making these like permanent decisions. You start living together and y'all ain't even been together that long. You know what I'm saying? Y'all start talking about the life and stuff that y'all gonna build together. But it's so many things about this person that you just don't even know yet, because you haven't taken the time to get to know. You weren't asking the right questions. You were just going off of your feelings and not really knowing, at least this is me, not knowing what a relationship is actually supposed to look like, what genuine love truly feels like. So you do all of this, and like, I got into a relationship, we was living together, all of that. I thought, Shorty was gonna hold me down. And like, in time you start seeing certain things and it's just like, I don't like that. don't really rock with that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know about this. And then like, but you still trying to ride it out because, like I said, you done made these promises in your head. You done went off the feelings. It's not like you was lying. You thought you was in love, like for real. Like you thought you was in love, but
Yeah.
you do it, and then it's just like I broke my ankle, and it was a wrap.
Yeah.
It was like I wasn't even dealing with the same person no more. You know what I mean? And we was making all of these like, you know, lifelong decisions, and it's just like we talking about, you know, forever, and I'm literally sickness and health. I'm literally broken, and you just like, I don't know if I can even do this. It's just like, well, what the fuck? You should be alone. Like, why are we even talking about stuff like this? Because you know what I'm saying? If we can't even handle a broken ankle for 4 weeks, how on earth, you know what I'm saying, are we supposed to do life together?
That puts you back on course because the same thing you're talking about happened to me. Like I said, when I was with a woman and stuff outside of my marriage and stuff, I thought everything was beautiful. I done left my whole family to be with this woman, the whole family to be with this woman, and I thought we was gonna be in love for the rest of our life. I'm giving her all my money, I'm giving her everything, but when I lost my job, and then I got a mediocre job, and then when I got unemployment, then I'm starting to struggle and everything. Shoot, I mean the whole I love you boy changed to when you gonna get you another job? When you gonna do this? When you gonna do this here? I'm finna go out and be with so and so, and you got a woman that's going out being with another woman instead of being with you, and then come back home. You laying in your bed alone while she laying with some other woman and stuff, and you like, man, you know, I'm like, what about me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was a hurting thing. That was a hurting thing for me and stuff. And she ready for me to get out. Didn't want me to get out. She just, when I got some money, I want to get some money, so she go out be with you and be with her. I'm like, you know, Lord, it's time for change, man. I gotta get out of here. So like I said, I ran. I didn't walk. I ran.
Me too, for the heels.
Yeah.
for the heels, okay? Cause it's just like it was never about me, and I think that's why I felt betrayed for so long. Cause it's just like, oh, it was never about me. It was always about what I could do.
Yeah.
And that makes you look at things different. Now other people get bitter, right? Other people make a choice and they get bitter and they be like, you know what? See, this is why I'm just never gonna fall in love again. It's gonna be fuck these bitches forever. All they want is money and all of this and all of that. But see, I healed, or at least I tried to heal, because in reality, you gotta be honest with yourself about what you want. And if you honest with yourself, like, I want to be in love, I want to get married, I want to find the right person. See, that wasn't the right person. We spend so much time in self-loathing about the situation that we don't look at it for what it is. It's just like, I went into that situation way too fast, wasn't asking the right questions, didn't really have a proper outlook on what love is or what it's supposed to look like or what it even feels like. So it's just like, all right, cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna knock that person. It's just like, that's where she was. Like, that's where she came from. That's what her and her people do. They use motherfuckers for their money. They throw them away, done with them, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be her issue. That's gonna be between her and God at the end of the day. And everybody else that I ever interacted with, that's gonna be between them and God. And you know what I'm saying? And I've had my moments where it's just like I've done things that weren't so great. And guess who that was between? Me and God. And we had to work through all of that. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? I have a forgiving God. That's why I believe in a forgiving God. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, I've asked him for forgiveness. I've asked myself for forgiveness for putting myself in those situations. And guess what I gained from that, y'all? Knowledge. Fucking wisdom. Like, that's how I can stand here and be doing all of this. Because I didn't have it.
Just hold on, girl, because what God has for you, He's got definitely for you. But the design may be a little different, but it's gonna be a better pattern for you and stuff. But what you do is, while you're waiting on what you're waiting on, you keep moving in the direction of how you're going and stuff. You get better at it and stuff. You get more understanding, and you don't let You don't let a weak mind take you behind. Just don't do it. You know,
Yeah.
so that's just not the life that you want to have and stuff. So, man, I don't enjoy this. I don't enjoy this conversation. It's been a good conversation. So,
Yeah, me too. I appreciate you coming through. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We don't hit a couple of errors and stuff, but you know what? I'm just gonna tell you, man. I'm so proud of you. A lot of my people I don't talk to a lot, you know what I'm saying, and I don't talk to them, but I still care and stuff, you know what I'm saying. But you has been somebody that it's been a welcome voice, and to know that you're still growing, you're still molding, you're still trying, you know what I'm saying. The thing is trying, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
But you're gonna have trial and errors and stuff, you know what I'm saying. But you have to try and stuff. And then, like I said, like I tell people today, I said that because you fall don't mean you fail.
Nope.
I said we fall daily. Daily we fall, but we never fail, because if we attempt to get back up, then we can continue riding.
Yeah.
I told someone, I said I was taking your daddy one time. Your daddy, we lived in the projects and stuff, no, this was after the projects. We stayed on turn where we is now. And my brother was the only one that got a bike. Then none of us get a bike. We wouldn't have that kind of account to give him. But my mama made sure that Moore had a bike. He had a bike with the banana seats. It was gold. And it was pretty and stuff. All us brothers looking at my brother. He got a bike. And the first time Moore got on that bike, he fell and he skinned his knees. And all I see was them red knees. But later on that day, he had on his shorts on. He was back on that bike, trying to ride that bike. So I'm telling you, no matter how you fall, you never fail, because you get back up. And you keep riding, you keep trusting, you keep doing this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Don't fall short of your goals and stuff. Just keep on and stuff, And eventually that boy got to ride that bike, and he's riding that bike, and it looked like a rich kid riding that bike and stuff. As a matter of fact, my son got that bike later on in life. My son was young and stuff. He went down that basement and got that bike and stuff, and he rode that bike for a long time. So you know what I'm saying? And your daddy was the only one of us that ever got. We couldn't get bikes in the projects. What you gonna take? Take them up flip 75?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So but man, so I just thank God for this session. It's been a great session and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just loved it, man. I just loved it, you know what I'm saying? Just keep doing what you're doing, since you're doing good.
I appreciate that. And I will. And thank you for coming on. Definitely, I appreciate it. I know it was last minute, but it was a conversation I definitely wanted to have. And I wanted to have it with you. So I appreciate you for coming through and doing that with me today. It was really uplifting, and it's actually exactly what I needed for this point in time. So
Amen.
I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, and like I said, whenever I get my program off, man, I can come on, man, put a plug in, man, because like
I'll be right here.
People down here in my neck of the woods and stuff, we got a lot of drug infestation and stuff. Not drug infestation mostly, but we got sexual addictions and stuff, financial addictions and stuff like that. My program is gonna offer a lot that we need and stuff. And one of the most things it's gonna offer is someone that they can talk to and confide in and stuff, and then they won't worry about how we get back to other folks and stuff. So and we're gonna have little good sessions, man. So I'm looking forward to it, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully in the next upcoming month I'll have something in the foundation rep,
All right, cool. Yeah, definitely. And you know what I'm saying? I would love to talk about more of those topics on here as well. That's definitely where I'm trying to go with it. So definitely, if you want to start talking about some more of that stuff, I'm always here, ready to have them conversations. I ain't gonna give up. God ain't gonna let me.
Hey, sounds good. All
right.
Then. I guess I better get in here. My wife probably say I done missed all the TV programs. We old folks. We watch TV together and stuff.
Yeah, I'm young. I got Wi-Fi only. I got all my streamers or whatever. But yeah, on that note, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Thinker versus Speaker. If you like this content, definitely make sure that you like it, share it, put other people on to what you're talking about. And like I'm saying, we're trying to start a dialogue. So if you got any other things to contribute to this conversation, definitely put them in, because I'll be checking the comments and stuff, and I'll be responding and all of that stuff. So definitely, and if it's something that you want to hear us talk about, if you're interested in coming on the show, definitely let me know. You can find us on social media at Thinker versus Speaker on Facebook and Instagram, Thinker versus Speaker Official on TikTok. You can find us you can find me personally at Marissa Y17 on Instagram and TikTok. I'm gonna stop telling y'all the other ones because I don't be on there. But Instagram and TikTok at Marissa Y17, Marissa the Thinker on Facebook. And like I said, DM me. I'm also on YouTube at Marissa the Thinker. And we have Thinker versus Speaker on YouTube as well. Sometimes I drop videos and stuff over there. So definitely make sure that you subscribed and, ring the notification bell so you don't miss it. But, on that note, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thanks again, Jerry, for coming through.
All right, dude.
All right, have a good night.
All right, love you.
All right, love you too. Bye.